Good morning all, and welcome back to another glorious day in Tenerife. Today, bright and early on Monday morning, I'm off to have a catch up with Adam from Rider Tenerife. He's got his headquarters about two miles in that direction. He's got the motorcycle rental business, he does tours, he rents out a boat, he's got a radio show, he does loads of different stuff. So it'll be really nice to go and have a catch up with him after what is, I think, 3 years since the last time I saw him. So I'm hoping to, if he's got it in stock, pick up and borrow just for the day a Triumph T100 to explore the south of the island. And also I think I'll be jumping on with Adam onto his radio show this morning and maybe do a 15-minute segment with that. So I'll take you with me on a day in Tenerife. Years, Adam.
Yeah, it has been that long. 3 years, has it been that long, has it?
In the 3 years since I last saw you, you had a lineup of bikes.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was about that big, wasn't it?
We did, yeah.
And in the 3 years since I've gone, we'll go over to Billy in a second because there's still bikes over there. I can't fit them all in camera shots. Tell us what's been going on.
Well, you know I love two wheels, don't you? You know, so lots of our customers want to come back, but I want to give them something else when they come back. I don't just want them to have the same bike again, the same experience on the same road and just hope the weather's different, you know. Well, it's not going to happen, you know. So we want to try and keep upgrading from the Triumphs, the new models. You can see we've got the Chrome. So this is the Triumph T120 Chrome. And again, it's kind of a step back into the past with Triumph, and they're giving you what they used to do before. The blue colour is like their original blue off the original Triumphs. There's not so much different mechanically or technically. It's just a really nice bike all round. Everybody who sees this bike just goes, "Oh my God, I want to ride it." You know.
Special edition?
No, just the Chrome edition.
It's just Chrome edition.
Just the Chrome edition. I mean, yes, it's the standard Chrome edition.
These I know, Adam, from last time. I remember. I was surprised by this. Your most popular bikes now, what would you say?
Bonneville's.
Okay, last time I came, it was the Monster.
Yeah, it's changed. Bonneville's and Harleys. But is that because of our marketing and branding?
Yep.
You know, we've pushed a lot more in that direction as well. I'll talk about Royal Enfield when we get over there. But definitely Bonneville's, you know, they are very, very sought after now. Even though they're the most expensive rental as well.
How much?
$140 a day.
$140 a day.
For the first day, and then it continues with that. And again, on pricing as well, because we've learned a lot. Pricing, we sometimes get people kind of say to us, that's a bit expensive compared to a hire car, you know. But people have to remember, we are not a transport company. We're an experience company. So what you need to do is compare us to a jet ski, which is 60 euros an hour, and then you kind of understand why it's a bit more per day. You know, these are like 14 grand bikes at the end of the day. So the pricing kind of falls into more of an experience day than it does I want a bike for 10 days because I'm going to go off traveling, don't really care what the bike is. That's probably better you look for a different company. For anybody who's thinking about a Monster, these are the best less problematic bikes that we've had. They go out, they come back, everybody loves them. They like the positioning, they like the ride, and they don't seem to have the issues that we've encountered with a lot of bikes, you know. They're very, very good and solid bikes. So anybody who likes Ducatis and thinking about a Monster, you can't really go wrong with these. They've been great, and they still go very well for us. This is a new edition. We didn't have this the last time. This is the Street Twin. EC1 edition, which is a limited paint job edition. EC1 being the postcode in London where it's all going on, and that's why they did that. So this was to kind of honour all of the bike scene down in London, and it's a limited edition paint job and graphics, but to be fair, it's all pretty much the same. Bonneville Black. This is a nice bike again all round. The first one that we bought, fantastic bike. The Bonnevilles are just so nice to ride. Do you know, the attention to detail that Triumph have done with them, the clocks, the small bits that when you're riding, you know you're on a Triumph. That's what really makes them special, I think. Standard everything on the bike, don't need to change anything. If I was to change anything on the Bonnevilles, it would be the mirrors. Triumph know they're a keeper. So when you buy one, you're probably not going to give it back. Whereas the Enfields and other bikes, you kind of keep trying to trade up with them. Bonneville, you're there, and you just want the nice bits and pieces to go on them. Probably not the best rental bike because it's only solo seat, so people do tend to want the Bonnevilles over the Bobber. But then we do get plenty come out to ride this as well and have a good fun with it. It's a nice animal. It's, you know, I like it as well. Round the town for me is great. Long distance for me, no, not so good. Moto Guzzis, again, all part of this dream garage setup. So we go from having, you know, the bikes that everybody wants to ride at least once in their lives. And this is the whole kind of idea behind Easy Rider. Moto Guzzis being one of them. They're great bikes, all round really, can't fault them. These have seasons. I think we said this before. It's funny how they do have seasons, and you get a lot of the kind of Italians and that coming over and the French coming over, and they all want the Guzzis and the Ducatis. Then the Brits all start coming and they want the Triumphs and the Enfields. Germans tend to have a go at everything, you know. So yeah, it can be seasonal with the branding of the bike.
And Adam, last time I was here, I took this one out, 750cc, brand new 850cc.
Yeah.
What's the reality? Some people have been freaking out about how big a difference it is. Is it a game-changing difference?
I think Moto Guzzi listened to the customer, which was nice to see a brand do that, you know. The 750 is a great bike all-rounder, but it does seem to lack a bit of power sometimes when you've got a pillion on it, especially. And it was nice to see, in my opinion, that Moto Guzzi had listened to what people were saying and gave it, after I think about 50 years in the making of a V7. Some, don't quote me on that, but you know, it'd been in production for a long time. It had never been ever bigger than a 750, and they listened and they put that extra 100cc on and made it the 850. And it was nice to see that they did that. And again, it's a great bike. You know, they're both animals in their own rights. They've got their own character. The V at that angle makes the bike very different, and you get used to it. When you find the sweet spot, you love them. I've got my own little man cave, which one day I'll show you further. We've got a panhead in there, 1953. We've got a shovel head, 1978. We've got an Evo Springer, 1998. We've got now also a RevTech chopper, which we've just picked up, which we're doing a few things with as well. But that's a proper chopper, and that's all at the that's all in the man cave. These are for rental. We have a choice of three now. 883, Sportster,
I mean,
iron.
For you, Adam, this is an old school bike compared to the rest of your fleet, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is actually newer because this is what, 2014? Yeah, 2014.
Okay.
No, I think that's 2019, isn't it? It's 2019, I think that one. 2019, that one is.
I'll introduce Billy as well, who does looking after all of the bikes, Billy, don't you? Pretty much everything here. I don't know how you managed to look after it, but I got here, you were working on the Enfield. So any bikes going out here, Billy will probably have the last hands on them before they go to customers. So he is the man to blame if there's anything wrong.
The Sportster 1200, which again is old school. You know, you took this one out and did a review with this one. Old school, keeps going. This is the 114 Street Bob. We changed this and put forward controls on it to make it more comfortable.
Can I say, Adam, I need to jump in here. This is one of my favourite Harleys.
Okay.
When this came out, I was freaking out about it. It's a Harley that I've wanted to try for so long. Does it live up to expectations? Is it a great mix of handling and power and just that raw street?
Yeah, 100%. I do like this bike a lot. It's very easy, very light. And in contrast to the Road Glide, this is something that I can just jump on and, you know, nip down the shop on. You can go, you could be commuting on this. It's an everyday bike all round, and that is the same engine as the Road Glide. There's nothing on it compared to the Road Glide, so you can imagine how powerful that is. When we've changed pipes on bikes and made them a bit more personal, we've often had more complaints of customers. So we found, again, through the evolving of the business, it's better to keep the bikes as standard as possible so that people can just ride the bike as it should be. And then we get a lot of people coming over to ride stuff that they might be thinking about buying. So we try and keep everything quite standard now. This beast, which is probably going to go up to our Port de la Cruz depot, which we're just in the process of opening.
Adam, jump in there. North
yeah.
and south of the island. You cover everything.
Yeah, that's it. And I have bought EasyRiderGranCanaria.com, so we never know. That could be a project for next year. This is BMW RnineT. I had someone asking me today about 1200 Scrambler Triumph, and we opted for the BMW one because I just think, again, it goes with what we do. It's one of those dream bikes again, that if you're going to have it in the garage, this would be there. I've always wanted to know what a Boxster engine felt like when you rode one anyway. And I will say I was very, very impressed. There's so much going on. And of course, we're doing the radio. The radio is a full station now, which goes out, you know, 24/7. We have the breakfast show. We have all our marketing and advertising on there. That goes out to 250,000 people across the south. So, yeah, there's a lot going on with it. For saying that, I just wanted a little retirement business.
Enfields.
Enfields have been great bikes, but I think we are going to have to start breaking away, and that's more down to support and parts than it is the actual bikes themselves. Lots of people come for the Enfields. They're a little bit cheaper on the price bracket, so we bring them down a little bit more to 95 a day with an Enfield. So it accommodates different types of riders, but we just haven't had the support that we've had off Triumph and Harley Davidson. So when a bike is damaged, we tend to then be just waiting and waiting and waiting for parts. If a bike gets dropped, we can be waiting 6 to 8 weeks, and I won't send the bike out. If it's got a broken lever, if it's got a broken clutch pedal, I won't send them out. It's as simple as that. Our brand is that we only do the very best. We don't like putting stickers all over them to say that they're a rental bike. We want you to take the bike out like it's your bike. You can go, you can enjoy people looking at it then. There's nothing worse than having a bike with "rent me" all over it and people looking at the bike, and I know it's not really yours, you know, but you can go out and enjoy the bike like it's your bike for the time that you've got it. So if Royal Enfield, if you're watching and you want to get involved with us a little bit more, then get us some support and we'll gladly put your bikes out there. You know, we get a lot of people do want to ride them. This is beautiful, yeah. We get a lot of I think the 350 was a gamble, wasn't it? Whether they was going to change that or not. And I thought they'd let go of a bit of horsepower to get the styling a bit better and keep it in the same kind of price range. But to be fair, you don't really notice the power loss on this compared to the 500. It's a beautiful looking bike. I really like that.
One of my favourite bikes.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, superb bike.
Himalayan for us was a bit of a gamble whether we took it. We was looking at maybe we would do a bit of green lining at the back of Tady and stuff. But it's just not, again, I think it's a great bike, but I haven't got the support from the brand. So I can't have it anymore. We're actually going to raffle that off, right? That's going to be €25 a ticket. We're going to start a raffle. You'll be able to find all the details of that on our website. If anybody wants to get involved, that's all being put together at the moment. The 500 Bullet, which has been an absolutely fantastic bike for us.
Has it really?
Yeah, it's always it's got so much character. It's always done its job. It's a proper workhorse, but it's getting a bit high on the mileage now, and that one's going to go. It's a shame because that's the bike that we started the whole thing with. But it's got to the time now where it needs to be passed on. And the Continental, this was a bit of a gamble as well because that slight change in the peg position, yeah, it does put a lot of people off the bike because it can be quite uncomfortable on a long ride. But it's still started to rent out very well over the last 12 to 18 months, hasn't it? And we do still get a lot of people come for this, but I think this one will be going as well. If we specialise in retro, naked.
Yeah. Personal bike, Adam. Radio.
Ride Time Radio.
90.4.
Yeah.
Ride Time Radio. Your show.
Yeah. That's on there.
I mean, that is just the nicest cockpit, isn't
Yeah.
it? Volume?
Yeah.
I mean, the radio will pick that up. This is amazing. I've got the full display of radio here. It's a dream, Adam.
Yeah.
It's a dream. Will I get to come and see your radio station upstairs?
Yes.
I want to check, because you look after all these bikes. What would you recommend to someone from a maintenance point of view? Are the Triumphs easy to look after? Is there one bike that you would think, no, you know what, this has just been a nightmare to look after? What would you recommend?
Really, most of the bikes have been very good. The most bike that I would really go for is probably the Bonnevilles.
Is it?
Easy to work with.
The Ducati surprised. The Ducati surprised me. I was saying they're pretty reliable.
We've never had an issue with the Ducatis. Never.
Personal, if you had to pick one, favourite bike from the fleet?
Bonneville.
T120.
Yeah, I think the Chrome one now.
T120.
Yeah.
So first of all, you didn't know this was here. And this is the speed shop, right? So a bit of everything in here, isn't there? Lucy is on reception with us.
Great to see you again, Lucy.
Nice to see you again, Fred.
And we decided to go into clothing brands. We've got our own merch, we've got our own labels. We hooked up with Slapjaw, who are a clothing brand as well. They do a lot of work with us. And just to give people more of an experience when they come down and an opportunity to buy merchandise, looking always for that rare stuff like Joe King helmets.
I noticed this.
Yeah. So going after the stuff that you can't really get very easy. All the Slackjaw stuff is online, but we stock it here so people can come down and get that. Old school tool rolls and bags and hoodies, lumberjack shirts.
And again, this is all your gear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Hooded, nice quilted shirts. We was looking at some vintage Harley stuff because this vintage Harley
It's booming.
It's fetching loads of money. Yeah.
So in London, it's £200 a shirt.
It's mad money, and we started to pick up a bit of that as well. So we've got a bit of vintage stuff, which we're just having a dabble in. Bags, side bags, stuff that you might have forgot when you get here, like sunglasses, you know, your bags. These are great. Magnetic chopper bags for the tanks. You know, all that sort of odd stuff.
These are really nice.
Yeah,
aren't
we've
they?
got the summer style, and we've got the speed shop style. Mirrors, seat bolts, all sorts of stuff that you can come in and pick stuff up when you come down, you know.
Adam, you know what has to be next? Biker hangouts. I mean, you
Yes.
are one step away, Adam.
Yeah,
I can tell that.
we'd like to kind of think about that. Maybe in the future now we'll start looking. We get Port de la Cruz open, we get that running how we need it, and then we may outgrow this whole operation here. And I'd like to get. I really like the bike shed stuff that they do in London. I'd like to get maybe like a hangar or something that we can put everything in, because I've also thought about a motorcycle museum where we could then have all of the types of bikes, especially through that summer period where things are very slow because the rental season is kind of over during July and August. But maybe somewhere where you can still come and all the bikes are on display and my personal vintage collection's on display, and you can have cake and coffee and we can hang out and we can do our events there and stuff like that. So it's finding the right premises and not rushing into it, you know. But we'll get there eventually. This is all of Easy Rider. This is all where we're doing Easy Rider, working with companies, doing advertising, all of this sort of thing. This is all going on now in here. And that's it, really.
Adam, you don't mess about, do you?
No, we make it happen. And I want to interview you.
Go on, show me where we're going.
Right, we're just going to go into my office, and we're going to have a sit down together, and we're going to talk all about motorcycles.
Soak that in. Triumph Bonneville T120 Chrome Edition. This is polar opposite ends of the spectrum to the T120 I had last week, which was mainly black. And I really like the way Triumph have gone for some of the lineup of the Bonnevilles, really, really retro style. I love the way they've brought back that brushed engine casing in exposed metal, that beautiful badge. The quality everywhere is so good. And it's telling that both Adam and Billy said their pick of all of the bikes, and they've tried everything in the retro lineup across all marques. Their pick is the T120. And the sound of these bikes, standard, without any aftermarket exhaust. It's such a good bike, just dripping in quality everywhere. I haven't eaten all day. It's 2 o'clock now, so let's head off for lunch in El Médano, which is, in fact, almost where I started the video, about 10 minutes in that direction. Monica, can you repeat what you said about the bike?
That's one of the most beautiful bikes I've ever seen.
And trust me, if Monica says that that is one of the most beautiful bikes she's ever seen, she doesn't overreact like I do. We parked it up just over there, coming over to get a coffee and a bite to eat, and there was a French gentleman, and I was just watching him looking like that. I love that feeling of pride that you get. I know it's not my bike, but I get to pretend it's my bike just for a few hours. I love the feeling that you get when you see people in the street really admiring a bike as just gloriously beautiful as that. And it really reminds me about, especially bikes like this, how important it is, the colour combination that you get. This is the Chrome pack. It's the colours of these types of bikes, they add so much to the bikes. So I can't thank Easy Rider Tenerife enough for lending it to me. And we'll wrap the video up there. I'm going to have a coffee and a bite to eat, and then I think just have a nice chilled out ride, enjoying the south coast of Tenerife on the T120. So thanks so much everyone for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.